go anywhere in the world, and you want to go to Albany.
And Cleveland.
Great.
New York City.
Yes, I haven't been to either.
Oh my God, you're really gonna love it.
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
Perfect. Okay, it's such a pleasure to speak to you all today. How's everyone today?
Good. Hi, Marc.
Good.
Hi.
You're British.
I am,
Hello.
yes. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to speak to you, Charlotte. Been an admirer of your work for a long time, so
Thank you.
it's a pleasure for me. But if we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you all to get into the industry?
Oh wow, that's such a cool question. Do I have to go first now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, ladies first.
To get into
I don't know this. Yeah, what's your defining moment?
I always absolutely loved acting. Like I've always thought it was the coolest thing ever. I never thought that you could make a job out of it. I was like very into studying in not a cool way. And
But
then
that's not what you were studying at Oxford. So when did you?
Thanks, Makenzie. There you go.
You're welcome.
That's a true friend.
I just popped that in there in case anybody wants to know.
No, so I was doing French and Spanish, and then a casting director came up to me in the street, and he was doing a street casting they were doing a French film called Serge Gainsbourg Vie Héroïque, and they were looking for a young Jane Birkin, but it was because it was a street casting. They were like actively looking for people who weren't actors, and so I had to be like, no, I don't want to be an actor at all, but yeah, sure, I'll just go along to this street casting because I can speak French because I was studying French and Spanish. And then after that I didn't get a job, but like the process of auditioning made the industry side of it seem like a little bit accessible. And so then I just like
Said no actor ever that the process of auditioning made them want to act. Like that is true love of acting, people.
Yeah, but it was just really fun. I was just like, it was also, to be fair, it was like the only good audition experience. It was like a really good audition experience. The whole process was like, I was like, oh, this isn't so hard. Everyone had just told me like acting the industry is impossible. And I was like, oh no, it was fine. Anyway.
Actually, I had the same thing. I booked my first 2 auditions I ever did. Like my first
I
audition
should have
was for
said that for
SVU.
you.
My first audition was for SVU, and then I can't remember the second one was, but both of them I just booked, and I was like, this acting thing's like kind of easy.
We're young. We're young.
False. It's a false premise, but how I got
No.
All right, you're up.
Oh, me.
You.
I don't know. I think I was like, I always had like, I was never really into one thing ever as a kid. So like, I remember one of these kids I went to like elementary school with was like obsessed with pens, and he just like loved pens. He collected pens. He loved how they worked, and now he is the head of development for Bic or something. So like that wasn't me. I was like, I wanted to be a farmer once. And anyway, I've always had like a vast variety of interests. I do remember wanting to be Darth Vader when I saw Star Wars as a kid. So I guess I kind of get to be that as a director. You know what I mean? But I really wanted to be a magician at one time. So then like inevitably I started to like movies, but where I'm from, which is very blue collar New England, like working in the movie industry is not a thing. Like it's never in the conversation. So I think I just like got there through other stuff. And I always loved writing and reading. So I think that was also a big part of it. So I wouldn't say there was like one like lightning strike. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what can you tell us about Bury Me When I'm Dead and what it was about this film that made you want to be a part of it? All of you.
I love the dialogue. I read the script, and right from the get-go, I just thought that the dialogue was so like stop laughing.
Sorry.
I thought the dialogue was so subtle and nuanced and just was like really just about the chemistry of these characters. And like so often with genre films, it's so much about like stakes and plot driven. And this was about like people talking and just like from a really I just remember reading the script and being like, oh, I just really want to get to act these scenes. So yeah.
Awesome. Makenzie?
Yeah, and I mean, I had like when I received the script, it was an offer, so I just kind of had the rare opportunity to read it and be like, okay, now I'm going to meet with the director, and Devin was already attached as well, so it was really just like a question of, you know, talking with Patrick, and then I think in that conversation, Charlotte came up, and at the time, actually, Charlotte, I think, was bummed because she found out that I had the offer and she had assumed it was for her role. So she was like, "Ah, that's so good for you, but I guess I didn't get it." And
Yeah, sorry,
then
I should say I didn't have an immediate offer. I got sent it as a like a read for interest script. This is a kind of funny story. And I was like, oh yeah, I love this. This is great.
There's
Here I
the thing
am.
about being friends with actors. You're like always like, "Oh, that's my level. That's my level. That's my level." So
Yeah, and
it's
then
like,
Mac texted me. She was like, I've got the offer for this. And I was like, fuck you, bitch.
but then I uncovered that actually he loved Charlotte's work, rightly so, and then was interested in her for the other parts. So that all worked out quite beautifully. So that was really fun. I've never gotten to make a film with like people I've been friends with previously.
Yeah, annoyingly, we didn't actually get to do that much acting together. There was like
No,
very
I
little
know.
crossover, which was a real shame because we are
Fun.
really good friends in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically like Mac just hands the phone to Charlotte. That basically is like the most acting that you do together.
And I tell her that I like her
Like
sweater.
her sweater, yeah,
If
that's
you
Yeah.
right.
if
Yeah,
you watch closely,
yeah,
you'll see how that turns.
yeah. I had written a short story in my undergrad about a man who was trapped in a house with the body of his dead wife. It started as a short story, and I think, and I don't want to sound too heady here, but like my bird's eye view on creativity is to just like things just like happen. I don't know. I just do the footwork and like I follow ideas and I abandon things and then I come back to it. And I think I had won the top screenwriting award for 2 screenplays at Columbia University, which is where I went to school. One of them was this script, and then one was another script called New Hampshire Boy. And as the way the industry works, you just sort of follow stuff down the line. And what happened is they both got some attention at the same time. I was in the blacklist lab for New Hampshire Boy, but then I met Amanda, our producer, for what was Study in Blue, and which became Bury Me When I'm Dead. And the industry is a strange thing. It doesn't really follow any kind of rules. And then we hired a casting director, and basically over the course, it doesn't just happen overnight. It was over the course of, I think, 2 years it took for us just to get to shooting day one.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, relatively short. For an indie, it moves quick because the money is in one place, and then once that money is in place, and we have a casting director, and Betsy did a terrific job. She's incredible, and her team. And again, I guess my answer to your question is that like, I never really assumed that it was going to go through until the day we showed up on set, even though we had been working for years to work on it, because that's just the way our business works. And so when it was like, okay, this is a go, even meeting with actors, things happen. I mean, 99% of projects never get made. We all know that. Like 1% of things that actually are written get made. And so, things just fell into place. It takes, 5,000 yeses to get to shooting day one. And we got very lucky for that to happen.
Awesome. I'm so glad you did. So Charlotte, you've also been involved in some TV projects like The Spanish Princess and Catch Me a Killer. Do you approach the characters differently, whether it's film or TV? And do you like characters that showcase your talents?
Yes. No, I don't think I do approach them differently. Like this is probably a reductive thing of me to say, but I try and approach every character as a version of myself that I identify with them, and then hope that in the process of the filmmaking they end up as different characters, which usually they do. But I try to like find my own experience of what life is through these women, and then let the kind of the filmmaking process take over. But yeah, I loved working with Seabold because he was really all about performance, and it was a great opportunity to like to kind of really work on like subtlety and nuance and working in an American accent. And but but I think like as a base as an actor, you're trying to find truth in whatever story you're telling, and then the medium is really out of your hands.
Yeah, absolutely. So for you all, what does it mean for you to be storytellers and tell stories in this way?
I think it's a gift, honestly. I think that our culture doesn't put a lot, even though we're surrounded by stories, I think our culture does not put a lot of priority on storytelling. Most people don't get to do it on their own terms, and most people don't get to do it in the way on a screen that costs money with a lot of people and with 200 people involved. So I feel really grateful. It's a thing that I wanted to do. It took me a long time to get an opportunity to make a feature. Again, on my own terms. I think I was pretty clear, and annoyingly so, along the way, that if it wasn't right, it wasn't going to happen. And I just didn't want to I would rather not do it, than do it the wrong way, which is from a very privileged place, by the way. Like, most people are desperate to grab onto anything in our industry that they can, and I've just never felt that way. So to be able to make a movie that I'm extremely proud of with a terrific cast, boy, I mean, I don't think it gets any better than that.
Absolutely. Mac?
Um, what it's a big question. What do I think about
Being a
storytelling?
being a
Being a
storyteller.
storyteller.
Yeah.
I don't know, sending me back to my childhood. I feel like the earliest thing, like some of the earliest memories I have are like climbing up to trees and like spying on neighbors and making up stories about them. So I think like way before I understood art form, um, it was something that interested me. Probably, you're a kid trying to make sense of your world, and the way people make sense of things is by telling ourselves stories. So it just feels human to me. Um, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess I, to be honest, I actually don't, as an actor, I don't think of myself as a storyteller. I kind of like leave that bit to the storytelling of it to the director and the kind of the creatives. And as an actor, like, it's for me more about like finding a human experience and expression of that, and then letting the story be crafted around you as such.
Mm, cool. So do you have memories from filming Bury Me When I'm Dead that you'll remember for the rest of your careers?
Oh, I honestly just had such a lovely time on this film. Like I remember like getting to like we were in New Jersey, and Dev and I arrived on like the first night, and we were in this kind of hotel in the middle of nowhere, and it was one of those really like quintessential actor stories where we just got to like stay up chatting in the evenings, and like Matt came over one evening and we all just like hung out as friends and had just the best time in this like weird hotel that looked like it was kind of out of The Shining. Do you remember? It was like it was so yeah, it was just really fun. Like we had such a
I know, I
like
mean,
it
of
was
course, like all things are like there in the off season, so it is The Shining.
yeah,
It was
yeah, exactly.
appropriate. It was good for the tone.
Yeah, and I really hope that that kind of like that the this film is so much about relationship and chemistry, and it to feel it for it to feel as real as possible between these characters. And a lot of that, like I remember just like rehearsing the scenes like in the car park with Dev, and we just had such a like just such a fun time playing around with it, that then when we got to set, we got to kind of take that energy and that like kind of natural ease that we'd created to work. And it was, yeah, it was just, I had just had such a fun time, which given that the subject matter was quite, creepy, I'm really grateful for.
I'd say that it was the most memorable time I will ever have in New Jersey. I'll never forget this. This is the only Jersey moment I will remember to the day I die. Fondly, by the way, very fondly.
Fair enough. And what are you hoping the audience will take away from Bury Me When I'm Dead when they see it?
I guess I'll take this one. I've been taking this one. I think that people watch movies for a lot of reasons. Everybody has different tastes. They have things that they like about movies. They have things that they don't like about movies. I think that what's the strength of my film is that it's different than other films. And I think that when it's come to marketing the film or convincing people to watch it, that's created a real challenge, because it's not like another film. You can't say, oh, it's like this or it's like that. It sort of lives in its own space. So I hope that to the very few people that will watch the film and really love it, I would say this makes me extremely happy. We're not a Marvel movie. We're not making a huge splash at the biggest film festival in the world. But that doesn't mean the film shouldn't exist. And I think that people will find the movie and really love it. I think the performances are terrific. I think they're understated and beautiful and watchable. I think the film as a film works. So it's really just about taste. And I think just like in the age of, internet anger and sort of like, the hero's journey structured blockbuster, I think there should be more movies that find its own way to tell a story. And I think it's also okay for us to have those films exist. Some of my favorite films do things differently, and that doesn't mean that they're bad or wrong. They're just different. And I think the more films that exist, I think the better the movie-going experience will be.
Absolutely. And everyone started out as an independent filmmaker.
Yeah.
So yeah. And so just finally, I could talk to you all for hours. I really could. What do you feel that there's more story to tell within this world?
Do you think we should bring back Devon for Bury Me When I'm Dead 2, The Revenge? Where sort of we start, not this is a spoiler, but we start in the woods and we hear somebody go. Actually, I think in a version of the script, I think an early version, I think somebody was like, what if we just hear him go, ugh? You know what I mean? Like maybe he's not dead. I think that part of the reason I love the film is that it clearly, there is a full circle within the film wherein it exists in a loop. And I think, you could watch the film a second time and see it very differently than you did the first. And it feels like a complete story from beginning to end. So, and actually that's very challenging to do in 90 minutes.
Awesome. All right. Well, this has been wonderful. Just before I let you go, where can we find you online to keep up with everything you're doing?
Oh, like our Instagram?
Yeah, Instagrams, or websites. Whatever.
TikTok, if we're,
Yeah.
Do you have a TikTok?
No, of course not. No, I'm old.
It's like, suddenly I thought I need to get a TikTok if you have a TikTok. I don't have a TikTok. I have an Instagram. Poorly kept up. It's my name.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have an I have a YouTube channel where all my short films exist now.
Wow. Yeah, no, I just have an Instagram because I'm a millennial sad person. It's Charlotte Hope 8.
Okay. All right. Well, this has been wonderful. Look after yourselves, and thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you, Marc.
Thanks. Take care.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
Fight me! Don't be mad at me.
You show what you can do. I hear a siren. Maybe you were wrong about me. I'm dangerous and still. Why don't you give me a sign like the sea? Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in. I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe. A London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me, or swear at me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.